Hello everybody, Mannix here. Got another little knife review for you right here, right now. But first, as always, feel free to subscribe and hit that little bell notification if you do not want to miss weekly knife and gun videos. This is going to be on a cheap, interesting, fascinating, bizarre little guy. It's an MTech. So it happens to be the MT-A1199BOR. Yeah, it's one of the most bizarre, funky, ugly, yet cool looking knives I've ever seen. The first thing I thought of when I saw this guy was a Nerf gun. It looks like a Nerf gun to me, a toy dart gun. They have colors just like this, complementary, fun, saturated, vibrant, bouncy palettes, blue and orange. There's a couple of different color variations on this one, but the looks, the aesthetics alone are what attracted me to this thing. I've had quite a few MTechs in my day. MTech and I go back a long, long ways. When I was first getting into carrying folding knives, I mean, I've always been into knives like many of us are, but when I was first getting into them and I barely had any money, it was pretty much just in, I don't know, middle school, mall ninja shops, when I would venture to those places and I would scrounge up my pennies or whatever I had lying around to buy a knife. It would be stuff kind of like this. A lot of them genuinely have cool looking designs on them. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of childish and gimmicky and weird, but there's a special place in my heart for the MTechs. There always will be. That's where it always started for me. Now, all these years later, nearly 2 decades later, not a whole lot has changed. And the interesting thing is, these days, a lot of cheap knives are really good. You can get stuff out there with crossbar locks, ball bearings, D2 steel. You can see these things go on sale for like $12, $15 on Amazon sometimes. Great deals now. Back in the day, if you wanted something like that, you'd probably be spending like at least $35, $40. And that's when crossbars were not always available. Ball bearings were not really a thing yet. D2 was not really commonly used yet at that price point anyway. So times have certainly changed. Knives in a lot of ways have gotten a lot cheaper as far as the overseas produced no-name stuff goes. As far as stuff made in the US and the name brand stuff, that's another story. Things have kind of skyrocketed in price and probably it's just going to keep getting worse. But these MTechs are like the bottom of the barrel as far as price and quality goes. They're very, very cheap. You get what you pay for, but you're not paying a whole lot. Even cheaper than the cheap Amazon specials. Unless those Amazon specials go on sale, then they're about the same price. And in that case, I would just take those, not the MTechs. MTechs are pieces of crap, honestly. They're not great. But my inner knife child loves these things. And this is the most bizarre, interesting one I think I've ever seen. In fact, most bizarre knife I've ever seen. It's just so fun. I feel like a little kid. And you know what? It is nothing to laugh at. At the end of the day, it still is a functional knife. It still has a cutting edge on it. People can still get murdered with stuff like this. Sorry for being a little dark there, but funny thing, most crimes are done with stuff just like this. Cheap pieces of shit, knives, and like makeshift tools. You ever watch Cops and they pull out like whatever knife like the guy in the car who's like speeding, who's got drugs on him or whatever is holding? It's usually stuff like this, MTechs. Smith & Wesson knives, it's really cheap pieces of crap. There's a ton of blade play on them. People die to knives just like this all the time. So it is nothing to laugh at despite its laughable look. And you know what? It works. It is a functional working knife. Liner lock, flipper, assisted, tip up, right-hand carry pocket clip, not swappable to the left side. Bottle opener right here. It kind of took me a while to figure out what this thing was. It's a bottle opener. Steel liners. Looks pretty thin, but they're rigid. It's steel. I don't see those breaking anytime soon. Lanyard hold as well. If you don't want to use that as a lanyard hole, you have an additional option right there. So wide and weird and interesting. There's so many loops and both polyhedral and rounded shapes. It's very, very fun. If I was a kid, I would have been all over this thing, baby. But it looks very friendly too. It's not an aggressive looking knife, despite all those things I just said prior. Because of the rounded features and the vibrant colors, it's a sheep's foot, total fat sheep's foot. Basically no tip. It's almost at a 90-degree angle right there, pretty much. It's a very friendly, cute, safe looking young boy's knife. It deploys just fine. It's a flipper. It's comfortable enough. It does have actually really functional jimping on the spine. It's some of the best jimping I've ever felt. It reminds me of the Boker S2. That's actually really functional. I'm amazed. A lot of jimping on a lot of knives sucks dick. It'll be on there, it'll be really shallow, or it'll just be like way too coarse or just way too rounded, basically useless. This is actually done right. I'm amazed they got this right, the jimping. Not that I care that much, but hey, it's there. It's comfortable enough. See, my thumb just kind of lands right there. Trapezoid-like shape right there for my index finger. Little staircase, if you will, for the rest of my fingers. It's actually more comfortable than it looks. When I first opened this thing up, I thought it felt kind of uncomfortable. It's got some kind of sharp corners and turns, but it gets the job done more or less. Let's get some specs out of the way real quick as we always do, regardless of what the knife is. See, we don't discriminate here. 3.75 inch handle length, 2.25 inch blade length, overall length 6 inches. ABS plastic handle scales, steel liners, and it's what they call stainless steel, blade steel. Most likely it's 440A. Could be 440C. I don't really see 440B used pretty much ever. How much does this guy weigh? I've never weighed it before. 3.6. 3.5 ounces for a 2.25 inch blade. It's kind of a chunky, heavy, bizarre, kind of comfortable, but not really comfortable knife. It's got a bottle opener on there. It screams EDC. It is an EDC knife, not really much else, although you can use a knife for defense, just like you can use pretty much anything for defense. I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but it's an EDC knife, and the assisted torsion bar currently is working well. It hasn't broke on me yet. I didn't carry this a whole lot. I didn't play around with it or cut too many things with it. I just kind of already know what the deal is with the MTechs. They're cheap, crappy knives, but you're not paying a whole lot, and if you want some weird, funky design that just kind of looks cool, it's like a spaceship or some futuristic weird thing, MTechs are great for that. I still think they're cool. I like MTechs. I don't go out of my way to carry them, but again, special place in my heart. And I love whatever this orange coating is. It's almost like sparkly. There's some sparkling to it. It's probably just some kind of paint. It feels kind of lubricated. If you use this hard, it probably would scratch off pretty readily, but it's kind of a beautiful color, actually. And again, I like the pattern on here. It's very Nerf gun-esque. It's comfortable enough. It deploys okay. The pocket clip, despite everything on here looking so bizarre, it's a very, very normal, functional-looking pocket clip. It's just a loop over, skeletonized, blackened, good tension on that. It's kind of on the looser side. Not too bad at all. It carries just fine. It looks like we have this weird, bizarre, proprietary-looking alien knife, and then we just kind of jury-rigged a standard pocket clip we slapped on there so it would carry well. And it does. It does carry well. It's a flimsy, thin little pocket clip. But it's actually okay. You can remove it if you wanted to do that. This is so weird. Everything's so weird and bizarre, and then we have this like very, very standard, good, actually, pocket clip on it. Probably about what you're gonna see. Probably wouldn't really know what you're carrying. I might see this blue little triangle thing. I might think it's like a weird pen or something. It looks like something slim. This big old fat wide blade comes out. How is it cutting? I've not cut anything on this in a long time. I have not even like touched it up or anything. It's been a while. Not too bad, actually. Yeah. Totally reasonable edge right there. I would call that a utility edge. It'll cut stuff just fine. It's actually sharper than what most people's like standard knives and kitchen knives lying around most people's houses are like. Yeah, I'm gonna call that totally adequate. It won't last very long. You'll have to keep it strapped. You'll have to keep resharpening it. It's not gonna be great, but again, what are you paying? Not a whole lot, so you can't really expect very much. So what is this thing? I don't know. I still don't know what this little loop at the very top of the handle is even supposed to be. It just kind of goes flush underneath the handle. You can't really deploy it with that, I don't think. I guess you could use your thumb like that, but I doubt that's why it's there. It's just too goofy and uncomfortable. I mean, it does open up every time, but I don't know what this is here for. Anyone could answer that. That'd be great. It's comfortable enough. It's sharp enough. It is totally functional. It's a functional knife. You got the bottle opener on there. It does carry okay. Maybe it's like a knife you want to give to like your son or your nephew or someone who's really young, first getting into knives, you want them to carry something. They might think it looks awesome. It just looks like a toy. But it is actually a functional tool. It will cut stuff. And that's why I don't think it's a gimmick. It is a genuine knife. It will cut stuff. You can carry it. It does deploy fine. Lockup. It already has some play. I didn't even use it that much. It's got the MTech magic to it. These are not going to have good lockups, generally speaking. They won't last very long. I can feel that liner vibrating when I deploy it. That means it's not making full contact. It's a little loose. In fact, I just pushed it with my finger all the way over there, and then it just kind of pops back out of place. Yeah, not a great lockup. It's already on its way out, and I didn't even use it that much. But a cool, like, weird starter knife you want to give as a gift to a young person who's first getting into knives. You want to teach them about knives, stuff like that. And for what it's worth, you just want something weird in the collection, just a really bizarre looking knife. Yeah, it's another excuse to get it, sure. So that's it. It's just yet another one of those knives out there that I fell in love with it when I first looked at it. It was just so weird. I really wanted it. Less than $15. You're not really losing a whole lot by buying this thing, I don't think. Just throwing it in the collection. And yeah, it is still a functional knife, more or less. That is the MTech MT-A1199BOR. MTech MT-A1199BOR. Do you have any MTech still? Do you have any cheap knife companies out there that you just melt for, that you have such good memories with? It's where it all started for you, maybe when you were younger. Or maybe you are first getting into knives and you are young and you are collecting stuff just like this right now. Cheap knives have their place. Please let me know in the comments down below. It's always interesting to hear what you guys have to say, and I always learn something from you. Thank you so much for watching. Mannix out.